Hello, this is Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you for your time. I'm continuing with the Black Lives Matter investigations, focusing on the chapters to answer the question, where is the money? To learn more about my background, I've provided information in the description of this video message. This video message focuses on Black Lives Matter Waterloo, and that's Waterloo, Canada. Where is the money? Here are the Black Lives Matter chapters. You see all of the chapters above Waterloo I've already investigated. And since I started my investigations in June, the blacklivesmatter.com, which is the Black Lives Matter Global Network Foundation, the name has changed about 4 times. They've added a new chapter for the state of Michigan. So I added it last. But again, we are focusing on Waterloo, Canada for this video message. Here are the investigation questions that I'm going to try to answer for Black Lives Matter, Waterloo, Canada. Leadership names, mailing address, phone number, email, or social media. I'm going to be searching for answers to those questions. I want to know who the leaders are for this chapter, where they're located, the mailing address, and what is the phone number. I would like to also know if it has an email or other social media platforms. I've already given the answers to Charity Navigator, GuideStar, Secretary of State filing status, and IRS 501c3 status because this is a Canadian Black Lives Matter chapter. So they would not be listed on Charity Navigator or GuideStar or filed with the Secretary of State's office in the United States, or would it have 501c3 status? So I've already given those answers. I'm also searching for answers regarding whether or not it accepts donations, and if so, which platform processes the donations. And then finally, where is the money? Where is the money that Black Lives Matter Waterloo receives? Where does it go? So again, as I always do, I'm going to pause this screen for the questions so that I can walk you through the steps to show you how I find the answers. So if you would just allow me to pause. Now, one thing that I would like to share with you is Black Lives Matter Waterloo does not have a website that I could find. The only platform that I found for them is their Facebook page. And that's the only thing that's listed on the blacklivesmatter.com website for this particular chapter is a Facebook page. So I'm going to go to the Facebook page now. So just one moment, please. Thank you for your patience. I don't like just giving the answers. I like to show you how I came to the answers. So that's why I like to do this. And I appreciate you being patient and allowing me to do it. So I'm going to the Black Lives Matter Facebook page, and I'm going to share that page with you now. So this is the Black Lives Matter Waterloo region Facebook page, okay? And you can see on the right side, the community has 6,135 people that like it and 7,565 people that follow the page, okay? I'm looking in the About section, which should tell us what the program or what this chapter is about. And it is a space created to express solidarity with Black communities experiencing systemic violence. Okay, and then a space created to express solidarity with Black communities experiencing systemic violence locally and internationally. Also, a space to facilitate local dialogue, awareness, and grassroots organizing that promotes the flourishing of Black life. So that's what Black Lives Matter Waterloo region is all about. Then we take a look at some photos, and you can always go back to this Facebook page and look at the photos if you like. I'm not going to spend much time on it, but you can go back and look at what they've been doing um, through this chapter, through the pictures that they've posted. But I'm looking for leadership names, I'm looking for mailing addresses, and I'm looking for a phone number. So if you go to events, same thing. You can go back and look for yourself. Apparently, they haven't had an event since June the 3rd, and they don't have any upcoming events listed. Let's look at the videos. Okay. Again, you can go back and look at the videos. Apparently, they have video of marching and live stream, and then a KW meeting videos and reflection, healing, and intergenerational solidarity. Okay. Then you can look at the post. Okay. The last post was June the 19th. And um it says they were selling Black Lives Matter Waterloo region t-shirts with proceeds from sales supporting Black Solidarity Fund. So what is the Black Solidarity Fund? How can we learn more about that? I didn't see anything about the Black Solidarity Fund in the About section, which is where it probably should have been, so that people like me who know absolutely nothing about Black Lives Matter Waterloo region will understand where the money is going. But you can scroll through and you can look at some of the videos if you choose to on this site. Um, okay, excuse me. They posted since I thought they did. Here's a post from July the 1st. So maybe they pinned that one that I saw at the top. I don't know. But anyway, you can go through and you can look and see what is going on in this Black Lives Matter chapter. I'm just reading this because it seems like they do have a program. Let me see. Share in your networks. Let's promote an alternative vision for public safety for our communities. This is part of what our co-organizers have been working on these last few days, working hard to connect our young folks to the land and get caught up with growing season through our Young City Growers program. Okay, so they actually have a program. We've been out with our youth every evening. We are one of the key urban sites in North America that is tying our, I guess, our Black liberation movement to food and land justice that is Black youth centered. We want our young people safe, well engaged, building strong, healthy relationships, so on and so forth. I think that's a great idea to teach young people how to garden. So this is a great idea. I like this idea. So this is what some pictures from that. I think this is wonderful. Show them how to garden. Show them the importance of gardening. So I like this idea. The only thing I would recommend is perhaps providing a budget. So let me click on the Young Growers homepage. Okay. Young City Growers. Okay. So this is Black Community Solidarity Fund. This is what they mentioned, the Black Community Solidarity Fund, Waterloo Region. Donate now and support Black-led anti-racist community care projects and organizations here. I like the idea of the Young City Growers. I really do. I will be looking for some information on that as far as what's the budget, what, like a program description. Tell me all about what you're doing. You have a community garden, yes, but how are you choosing youth to participate? What types of food products are you growing? What's the cost of the products. We need a budget, a program budget. You always have a program budget in place before you ask people to give you money. That's just a rule of thumb. But I'm going to go back now to Black Lives Matter. Um, well, no, now that we're here, let's go ahead and just click on the donate now. Okay, that's not okay. Donate now button, and let's see um what they're saying. It says our fundraising campaign has been gaining traction and doing great. We can do this. I just want to know, where is the money going? So far they've raised $152,955. Okay. And the organizer has currently disabled new donations to this fundraiser, so nobody else can raise any more money. It was created May 31st, 2020, and let's see where the money is going to go. The Black Community Solidarity Fund. Okay, so this is the fund that Black Lives Matter Waterloo region is promoting. So the Black Community Solidarity Fund is a way that the local Waterloo region community can provide support to meet some of the urgent needs being communicated by urban organizers in North America who have responded with direct action to the most recent incidents of anti-Black police brutality and violence. The Black Solidarity Community Fund is also a way for the local community to provide support to ongoing Black-led anti-racist community care projects and organizations in the Waterloo region. So how would the funds be used? Funds raised will support the following initiatives. Funds raised will provide support to ongoing under-resourced Black-led student and youth-focused anti-racist initiatives in the Waterloo region, including Youth City Growers, Africa Camp, Local Africa Camp, local post-secondary Black student associations, local secondary Black student associations. Funds raised will provide support to the following Black-led community care initiatives in the Waterloo region. Woke Women and Woke Men, African Community Wellness Initiative, Afrocentric Counseling Services, Bring on the Sunshine Waterloo region. International initiatives. Funds raised will provide on-the-ground support to organizers and activists in Minnesota and Louisville through the following initiatives. Okay, so they also support international initiatives, and 20% of their money will go to these organizations in the US. Okay, so that's the Black Solidarity Fund. Now, what I would love to see is a link to each one of these programs that they list that would take us to more information about the programs. I like the fact that they listed programs, but we don't know what the programs entail, and we don't know what the programs cost. So we still don't know where the money is actually going. And since Canada does not use the IRS to monitor its transactions for nonprofit organizations or for organizations, then I don't know how to determine where the money is going for the Canadian Black Lives Matter chapters. Now, you may be wondering if this Black Lives Matter chapter um, is the one that's listed on their federal corporation information site. And I don't know, because I'm going to go to that site just for 1 second. Just 1 second. I'm going to pull that site up again. You've already seen it, but I'm going to pull it up again just for 1 second, just to show you. Here it is. Just as a reminder, there is a Black Lives Matter chapter that's registered with the Federal Corporation Information site under the Government of Canada. But because no one ever lists names on websites, or in this case, the Facebook page, We don't know if Marino Spetgania is the person that's in charge of the Facebook page. We don't know. So there is a Black Lives Matter registered with the federal corporation information, but we don't know which one it is. And we have 3 Canadian Black Lives Matter sites. Okay, so now I'm going to pause and go back to the PowerPoint and wrap everything up. Again, I just think it's imperative for me to show you how I get information, how I get the answers. Of course, it's quicker to just go to the answers and say, here you are, but I would rather you see how I go about getting the answers. So here we are, we're back to the PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to share the answers for the Black Lives Matter Waterloo, Canada chapter. I didn't find any leadership names. I didn't find a mailing address. There is a phone number. They do have a social media platform, Facebook. Like I said before, they're not on Charity Navigator. They're not on GuideStar. Those are American sites that track how U.S. nonprofits perform. With the Secretary of State's filing, of course, they don't call it that in Canada, but the equivalent of the Secretary of State's office, I'm not sure. Remember, there is a Black Lives Matter registered on their Canadian site, but we don't know which one it is. So we can't be sure that this is the one that's registered. It doesn't have a 501c3 status, as I mentioned. They do accept donations, and the donations processor is GoFundMe. And right now they have $152,955 that they've raised. I don't know how much GoFundMe has dispersed to them. It could be a zero balance for all we know, but that's how much they raised. So where is the money? Don't know, but it could be very easy for them to help us know. They've already listed the programs, which is unusual. You know, it's unusual to see a listing of the programs. So I commend them for listing the programs. Now I just hope they go a step further and provide some information like a program description and then a program budget and then an implementation plan and sustainability plan for those programs. That's what I would hope would be the next step for them, but at least they listed programs, but we still don't really know where the money is right now. So here is what I call comprehensive investigation results, part 1. And with this, I've created a chart or a table, if you will, that shows the results so far of my investigations. These are the results so far. You can just glance at them. The global network, the first one, of course, that's what would be the headquarters if Black Lives Matter had any type of structure, because it is the first site. BlackLivesMatter.com is the first site that the founders created when they founded Black Lives Matter all the way back in 2013. So if they had any type of structure, this would be at the top of the hierarchy. And all of the other ones listed here, Boston, Chicago, DC, Denver, Detroit, LA, and Lansing, they are chapters. So I provided information on the results of my investigations here, and you can read them for yourself. But I will point out that Denver has a yellow R. That means they have been revoked by the IRS, and they are not supposed to be taking donations or accepting donations, but of course they are, as you can see on the next line. I've also added a line, or I also revised a row here based on feedback from a person who has followed my investigations. And I thank you for that suggestion to put who processes the donations. Who processes these donations? So you can see who processes all of the donations listed underneath the names of the chapters. And then all of them, where is the money? The answer is still the same. Don't know. Don't know where the money is. No one has provided evidence of where the money goes. This is the second part, part 2, because I'm including all of the chapters. So here's part 2. From Long Beach to Toronto, the results. Now, if you look at New York, you see I have an an R/W. That means the status is revoked, but the W means this chapter withdrew. It withdrew from being a chapter under blacklivesmatter.com. Now, on its website, and I read the statement, if you go to that video, I read the statement as to why they withdrew. But if you go to blacklivesmatter.com, they are still listed there. So they haven't removed them from their site yet. So it gives the impression that New York City still has a Black Lives Matter chapter when it, according to the people who were running New York City's chapter, they are not a part of the blacklivesmatter.com thing anymore. Okay. So where do I stand? As a Black woman born and raised in South Carolina, I've had my share of incidents with racism. I know what it feels like to be discriminated against because of the color of your skin. I know that I'm going to be discriminated against and experience racism until I die because I'm going to be Black until I die. That's just the way that it is. We just have to keep being persistent and moving forward and striving and fighting just like our ancestors did. We cannot give up. That is why I'm so furious with this Black Lives Matter fiasco, because they are taking money from the Black community that's intended for the Black community. When people give to Black Lives Matter, why do you think they give that money? Because they think they're helping the Black community, and they're not. Black Lives Matter is a cash cow for invisible people. Someone is being paid. Someone is being paid a lot of money because Black Lives Matter generates millions and millions of dollars. But we don't know where it goes. So where do I stand regarding Black Lives Matter, if in case it's not clear? I support the Black Lives Matter statement of fact because that's what it is. It's a statement. It's a statement of fact. Black lives do matter. Okay, yes, I support that. And it does make me proud to see diverse groups of people marching for change in the Black community. I support that. Marching for change, not vandalizing, not destroying property. I do not support the Black Lives Matter movement, chapters, or entities because they do not have formal leadership structure. There's no leadership structure in place. Okay, the founders said that they would not be governed by the nonprofit industrial complex. You can see that on the blacklivesmatter.com website. And the reason they don't want to be governed is because they don't want to be accountable. They don't want to have to answer questions of where the money is going. They do not have measurable goals or objectives. They don't have common operational practices. They do not provide financial transparency or accountability. And they don't have valid sustainability and long-term plans. If someone says, where is Black Lives Matter going to be in 10 years? They don't know. They have no idea. So that's where I stand. Okay, so coming up next, episode number 19, Black Lives Matter Michigan. And again, they just added Michigan since I've been doing these investigations. So this is the 19th episode, and it will be the last episode regarding the chapters. The last episode regarding Black Lives Matter chapters. After that episode, I'm going to turn my attention to Black Lives Matter entities. And these are the outliers that I can find. There's so many, but these are the outliers that I've found that carry the Black Lives Matter label or something similar. So I'll be focusing on those after I finish the Michigan investigation. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can click on the subscribe button. And then after you do that, click on the little bell. The little bell underneath subscribe, that allows you to receive alerts when I upload new videos. Now, I don't only talk about Black Lives Matter on my YouTube channel. I talk about how to start, fund, manage, reinstate, sustain 501c3 nonprofit organizations. And I also talk about how to write grant proposals. So it's not all about Black Lives Matter investigations. I'm Susan Woods of Susan Woods Nonprofit Solutions. Thank you so much for your time and your patience. Have a great day.